Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, especially if this is your first time here because you're a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm finally doing it, I'm finally putting out the reactions to Avatar, and on that note, if you're new here, or if you remember from a long time ago, I actually recorded these first three, I think, reactions over a year ago. Look, it was a busy time. I thought I could juggle more things than I actually could. I quickly realized, this being a one-man operation, that was stupid. That was real dumb. So Avatar got put on the back burner. I was making my way through the live shows that I wanted to do that were at the top of the list. And with Mr. Robot now finished, I'm thinking of jumping into Avatar because easier to edit in theory, shorter episodes. So it gives me a bit of breathing space to line up the other live shows that I'm looking at doing. But for right here, right now, all you need to know is that the reaction segment of this video, like I say, was recorded over a year ago, which means a couple things. One, different location, for those of you who are nostalgia for the old location. Two, the sound isn't as good. I was very much like, do I just do these again? Because I feel like I've got better at this since recording them, but the point of these is my gut first reactions to stuff, so I'm just having to commit to the bit and put out embarrassing, not as good past me. Against my better judgment. Against my better judgment, I'm doing this. Picture quality is probably not as good, audio probably not as good, and just me still feeling my way through how to do all this is a thing. So the reaction and the review is all from that time of my life, so a bit of a time capsule, I suppose, and maybe those of you who have been here long enough will be nostalgic for that. Others of you will be like, so yeah, just like I say, bear with me on this. It should only be, I think, the first 3 episodes, and then after that, it will be this. It will be me, present day me, continuing the reactions on from there. But I do remember enjoying those first 3 episodes, and I was very excited to continue and keep finding out why everyone was recommending this show, just saying ignore that it was a kids show, it was on Nickelodeon. Ignore all that, it's a good show, you'll enjoy it, just go for it. So I'm happy that I finally get to do that. But before I pass over to past me, please remember to hit the thumbs up if you enjoy the reaction. Although, given the quality of it, maybe just be generous, be kind, just, you know, just a little bit. Jesus. Leave a comment down below, let me know what got you into the show, if you found it later. You know, that kind of stuff. Don't spoil anything, but, you know, let me know if you're excited about a new reactor doing this stuff. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, including the ones where we'll be up to date and it'll be the new camera, the better microphone setup, all of the things. But I hope you enjoy this one. Here's past me with reaction. Enjoy, please. Hopefully this isn't embarrassing at all.
Water. Earth. Fire. Air.
Well, there's the elemental
My grandmother used
control
to
I was talking about.
the old
Glad I knew that.
But that all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar
Jesus.
mastered all, but when the world needed him most, he vanished.
Wow, that's mighty convenient of him, wasn't it?
I still believe that somehow the Avatar will return to save the world.
Okay, that's a lot of responsibility on Avatar. That's a lot of lore to just, hey, all this shit has happened. I'm in though, it's interesting. A lot of interesting world building already.
Watch and learn, Katara. This is how you catch a fish.
Sokka, look!
I think she's good. I think she's got fish.
Hey! It's not magic, it's water bending.
Look, I'm just saying that if I had weird powers, I'd keep my weirdness to myself.
You're calling me weird?
I'm not the one who makes muscles at myself every time I see my reflection in the water.
It's pretty weird. Pretty weird. You judge that man. Judge him.
Leave it to a girl to screw things up.
You are the most sexist, immature, nut-brained... I'm embarrassed to be related to you!
Yeah, maybe don't anger the person who can control water when you're surrounded by water. Not a good move. Not smart.
From now on, you're on your own!
Well, that's not good. Okay, they're fine. They're fine.
Okay,
They got away with that. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was. Okay. Maybe there's still opportunity for it to go badly. Hey, the poster boy. Boy I kind of seen around who I assume is probably the Avatar, because they have glowing blue eyes.
Finally. It means my search. It's about to come to an end. It has to be him!
Oh, it's just the celestial light. Why don't you enjoy a cup of calming jasmine tea?
I like this
I don't
guy.
need any calming tea! I need to capture the Avatar! Helmsman!
Okay.
Head a course
High
for
strung are we? Just a little bit. Maybe take the tea. Maybe take the tea.
I need to ask you something.
What?
Please, come closer. Will you go penguin sledding with me?
What?
Sure.
That's a big growly
Are
noise.
you all right? Wake up, buddy.
Ew, the sound. Ah! He's got. Okay. I don't know why. Definitely looked like he was about to get eaten.
This is Appa, my flying bison.
Flying bison. Flying bison. Good to know. Nice. Nice. Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a spy for the Fire Navy. You can tell by that evil look in his eye. The paranoid one is my brother, Sokka. You never told us your name.
I'm gonna try that look every time I get in trouble. Well, he can definitely control air, it seems like.
You're an airbender.
Sure am.
Giant light beams, flying bison, airbenders. I think I got Midnight Sun madness.
So the airbenders are all gone, right? That's what they were saying.
If you guys are stuck, Appa and I can...
He's like an oddity. He's like the last Time Lord airbender.
Okay, first time flyers, hold on tight. Appa, you...
That seat doesn't look very secure. You're gonna be like rolling around all over the place up there. Oh, he wants to swim. He just wants to swim.
Why are you smiling at me like that?
Oh, I was smiling?
Your father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all tried and failed.
Because their honor didn't hinge on the Avatar's capture. Mine does.
Okay. Something's going on there. Is he like outcast or something? Like, go find the Avatar and don't come back until you do. That's the vibe I'm getting.
I was wondering if you had any idea what happened to the Avatar.
I didn't know him. I mean, I knew people that knew him, but I didn't. Sorry.
I mean, clearly you are the Avatar. I mean, I've seen the poster. You're clearly the Avatar. I'm sorry, I'm not meant to know that yet. I'm probably not meant to know that yet. Even if I was just watching the show, it would seem pretty obvious to me that that's what he would be. Are we gonna see how they ended up in a big ice pool? Okay.
Aang, wake
It's
up!
pretty cool. Looked pretty
It's
cool.
okay. Aang, this is the entire village. Entire village? Aang.
I can relate. I pretty much grew up in a village with,
Why are
like,
they all-
this amount of people in.
It's not for stabbing. It's for airbending.
Can you fly around on that?
Control the air currents around my glider and fly.
Humans can't fly.
Check again.
Did you not pay attention to anything he just said? He can control the air currents. That's pretty sweet, though. That's pretty fucking sweet. If I had a power in this world, that's the one I want.
He's the real thing, Gran. I finally found a bender to teach me.
Katara, try not to put all your hopes in this boy.
I sense he's filled with much wisdom.
See? No, it's not like that.
That's the kind of wisdom I can get behind right there.
Power in firebending comes from the breath, not the muscles.
That makes sense. Fire needs fuel.
He's had a century to master the 4 elements. You will teach me the advanced set.
He's about to whoop your ass. Is what's about to happen.
I must finish my roast duck.
Continue to love him. Tea, roast duck, sleeping. The 3 pinnacles of existence.
We don't have time for fun and games with the war going on.
What war?
You're kidding, right?
Penguin's got 4 wings and immediately wanted to escape.
Hey, come on, little guy. Wanna go sledding? Ugh.
Don't use penguins to sled, kids.
You're looking at the only waterbender in the whole South Pole.
Interesting. I mean, the firebenders seem to have it on lockdown. Air and water seem to be lacking in people.
Appa and I can personally fly you to the North Pole.
To see Santa Claus. I kind of feel bad for the penguins. That's cheating. He's cheating using his air powers.
What is that?
A Fire Navy ship, and a very bad memory for my people.
Yeah, it looks kind of ominous. Doesn't look good, does it? Ah, this seems smart. Let's do this. Go into this husk of a boat that looks like an absolute death trap. And also looks like it should have a xenomorph running around inside it.
I have friends all over the world, even in the Fire Nation. I've never seen any war.
Aang, how long were you in that iceberg?
I don't know, a few days maybe?
I think it was more like 100 years.
Yeah, that sounds a bit more likely.
The war is a century old. You don't know about it because, somehow, you were in there that whole time. It's the only explanation.
Yeah, that's a lot to take.
100 years.
That's a long old time.
Huh?
Trap,
What's that you
trap,
said
trap.
about booby traps? Uh-oh.
There's a hole there, you can get out of that.
The last airbender. Quite agile for his old age.
he's gonna be so
I found the avatar.
pissed / surprised when he finds out it's literally a kid.
As well as his hiding place.
No, you leave them alone. To be continued, episode 1, excuse me. Directed by Dave Filoni, that's the other thing I knew. Knew he was involved with this somewhere. Alright, that was the first episode of Avatar The Last Airbender, and already picking up on some interesting things. Like, the first thing that stands out is the world building is... There's a lot. They're throwing a lot at the very beginning. Like, here's what's up. There's some benders who control elements like earth and air and all this stuff. But also, air has gone extinct, apart from the character we're having here in Aang. Waterbenders seem few and far between as well. We've just got the one for the moment. Fire Nation is apparently just steamrolling through the nations and just, I don't know, maybe that's got something to do with it. Maybe that they're basically just trying to get rid of any other benders that there are around so they can be the dominant force. That seems to be the idea there. But there's also a lot of fun in here already. There's lots of silly little moments that are humorous and joyous, and there's some good stuff there. And the animation, although, you know, it's obviously of the time of when the show came out, it's doing a good job of sort of exacerbating all the things you want it to exacerbate in terms of expression and sort of physicality and all that. So that's all there as well. My biggest takeaway really is that there seems to be some parallels. Like, it's giving me these vibes of like a World War II kind of thing. Obviously, you know, the Fire Nation taking over and invading, and you know, that's steamrolling through the nations piece by piece over this long war. Like, that's kind of obvious. But the other aspect of it is the idea, especially encapsulated in this small village in the middle of nowhere, is the idea of everyone who's kind of been left behind, of like all these kids and the old people, and like all the people of fighting age have left to go and fight in this war and help, I think, with the sort of the earthbenders, and I assume that's where maybe some of the waterbenders went as well. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure, but it's definitely giving off that vibe of like a lot of movies I watched when I was a kid were about like kids who had been shipped off to the countryside amongst World War II, and you know, it has that going on. It has that idea of what it's like to be the people left behind. Obviously, I expect our main characters will become directly involved with the war that's going on, and especially Aang looks like the Avatar. It is just interesting. This first episode is opening with that kind of vibe of the, like I say, the people who have been left behind amongst this war and how that is impacting them. And I'm certainly interested to see how the rest of the world looks after this initial setup of big war. Fire Nation is taking over. They seem to be the authority at this point, even though the war is still going on. Yeah, I'm fascinated to see what the rest of the world and how the show's gonna look and all that kind of stuff. But with that, there is, like, even though, like I say, it's very fun and humorous and silly, and you know, penguin sledding and all, there is this. It does feel like there's a little bit of an undercurrent of something a lot darker going on, with some darker themes, and like I say, the people being left behind from war, and the war itself, like, it's like scary. Like, they're not holding back in terms of, hey, there's an invading force, they came in and just fucking swept up. Like, they didn't care. So I'm interested to hopefully see maybe more of what that motivation was, what started this war, why it's going on, and hopefully with that gets shown a lot more. It definitely looks like the setup for the show, at least from this first episode, is Aang is gonna want to go and see what happened to his people, where they all went, why did they go extinct. Our other character, whose name is just scooting right on past me right now, the girl we had here is wanting to learn how to be a better waterbender, and she's hoping Aang can show her that, and so hopefully we're going to be meeting some other waterbenders and she'll get to learn from that. And again, another piece of world building that I'm interested in seeing. But that definitely seems like the stepping stone of where we're going to go immediately in the future. But I feel like they have set up a lot of other things that the show already could go in and explore in terms of the world that they're creating and these characters and where they might be going. I enjoyed it. It's a perfectly good opening episode. You know, that I feel like it has a lot of, like, I'm obviously going into this with an expectation because of how much people love this show and how much they talk about, hey, it's a really good show, you just stick with it and it will get into some really interesting stuff, just keep going with it. And I don't know, maybe that's colouring my expectation a little bit in terms of what to expect down the line, but just trying to get it down to what I just watched, it definitely feels like there's a lot of interesting setup that the show could do that I hope it does expand on and capitalize on. That's kind of where I'm at. Fun episode, definitely came across as, you know, a fun, like, kids cartoon of the era, but it definitely has this allusion to maybe there being something more going on. Also, I completely forgot to mention this, but I did kind of know that maybe Dave Filoni was involved with this somewhere, and then his name came up as director. There he was. So if he's on directional duties and involved with the show, then it makes me think that, you know, they're going to be doing some interesting things, because I feel like in his Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, though I've not seen all of Clone Wars, he's obviously not the showrunner here, but he does a good job at blending, like, kids cartoon animation in with exploring more mature themes in a kind of seamless kind of way, and maybe that gives me hope that maybe this will do the same thing. And yeah, and I expect that's why people love it so much. So yeah, I'm excited. I thought this was a perfectly good first episode, lots of fun, Lots of interesting story stuff. Yeah, I look forward to continuing this journey, and I hope everyone comes along with me. Thank you for watching this episode, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps me know you liked it. It helps it get seen by more people, all that good stuff. Also consider subscribing. That also helps the channel out and you won't miss a thing. More reviews, reactions, all that good stuff. But for right now, thank you for watching this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.